Katrina Hofstetter, Cornerstone Legal PLLC, is joining us in studio once again. We're talking about estate planning because that's what you do.
Yep.
And it's so important. And we know that estate planning is your focus, but we'll also hear often about people having their assets in joint name. How's that different from the kind of planning that you do?
Well, you know, we talk a lot about estate planning. I usually focus on talking about trust planning, and that's really the majority of what we do is we set up an estate plan. The trust is the foundation. When you do that, the assets have to have a connection there. If you have a trust, generally your assets are going to be owned by the trust, or the trust will be the beneficiary. Joint ownership doesn't really come into play there. So with joint ownership, instead of a trust, you're adding someone on the account. Maybe it's a child, a sibling, you know, whoever that person is that you really want to get the money, but you're adding them right now. So they become a joint owner. You're relying on them to survive you.
Oh, okay. Well, are there reasons why somebody shouldn't rely on joint ownership as a form of estate planning?
Yes. How much time do we have?
A long list?
Yes. So there's kind of three things that come to mind for me. Obviously, you, like I said, you're relying on that person to survive you. If they don't survive you, you're starting back over at square one. Okay. You've got to figure out a new joint owner. You also are essentially telling all of those companies, this person is the same as me. They're a joint owner. They can access my money. They can do whatever they want with my accounts.
Yeah.
That's not always what the intention is. And then another thing that most people don't know about is you're exposing your assets to that person's liability. If they go out and get in a car accident, have liability, that looks like their money, so it's fair game. They have a creditor that comes knocking. Your money looks like theirs. So it's just not a great idea.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right, so what are alternatives to joint ownership like that if somebody doesn't want to put together the trust?
The most obvious thing is just put them on as beneficiary.
Okay.
You know, you're going to avoid probate. You know, that's most people's goal is they want to avoid probate. Put them on as beneficiary. If you're concerned about them having access during your lifetime, just put together a financial power of attorney and it protects you.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think people are most confused about when they first sit down to plan their estate?
I think that you mentioned this a couple of times in previous times that we've gotten together. People think they're not ready. I don't have enough money. You know, a trust is confusing to me because I think I need to be old or have a lot of money or whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
The trust feels really overwhelming and complicated for them.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's your role, because you do this all day, every day, is to walk them through that and make it easy and simple, and you take care of all the complicated stuff behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
All we have to do is answer your questions.
Yep.
And get the account numbers.
Yes, and the right middle initials and the right addresses and all of that.
All of those things. We can do this, people. We can do this. Be grown-ups. Cornerstone Legal PLLC. Katrina will help you be a grown-up.